Peace, family. I want to talk today about returning back to womanhood. I had a discussion yesterday with um, a few guys about, you know, the decline in our culture, what we can do to help propel it back, um, us back to where we should be. And it was an interesting thought because I had maybe 15 different guys say the same thing, and they all say that it was woman, that they're waiting on woman. So after finding that, I felt compelled to put a video out here for woman, to help see if I can give y'all a little something to think about. Back in the beginning of time, black woman roamed the earth. There was no man, there was no white, it was just black woman. Black women, we birthed by ourselves. We didn't need a man. We were one. We were equipped with everything we needed to sustain ourselves. And from that, man was born. Man came to be, and now we have two different genders. Women were information. Women were intellectual. We guide man. Man is strong. Man is powerful. Man is protector. But women, we have to nurture the man. We have to give insight and push the man. And a lot of times men look at that as, the woman is being, bitchy or whatever. But that's because, once after we many, centuries later, and we have all these different cultures now, other civilizations, they're more of a masculine base, but the earth is more of a feminine base, and feminine energy is what moves man, because without woman, no one's here. That's why we're called woman. And we are the ones we birthed our civilizations, and so we have to take that power, that feminine energy back to help push our men into what it is that we're looking for. Every woman out here says that they want a real man. Well, in order to get a real man, we need to be a real woman. If you are a hood rat, a thought, or whatever, if that's what you're on, the men that you're around are going to be in the same caliber as you. If you go through your life and you say that you're a boss bitch, then the guys that you're training are thugs. If you're going through your life as a woman and you are requiring and demanding a certain level of respect and integrity and work ethics in a man, you're going to get your man. But a lot of us women, we don't have woman code. We hear a lot about the bro code and girl code, but we need woman code. And women, we have to hold ourselves accountable to that, to create our own code of ethics and beliefs to propel the womanhood. Because when we have a strong womanhood, then we'll have a strong manhood. If a man knows that he can't cheat, he won't. If a man knows that it's expected of him to work, he'll work. If it's expected of him to raise his child, he'll raise his child. But if we keep giving them the I can do it by myself, we throw on our little Superman cape and all of that, that's why we're sitting here by ourselves, raising our own kids, depending on the government, depending on ourselves. And that has to stop. We have to go back to being who we are as women. And women, we are strong, we are smart, we are intelligent. We have energy about ourselves that can strengthen our man. And we have to get back to that. Strengthening, not tearing down, not demoralizing, not demeaning, but strengthening our man. Because we work together now. And if we can't do that, then we're going to continue to have what we see today. Large population in prison. And I'm not one to say that, oh, the cops were bad. There's good and bad in all races and all cultures and all genders. But if the setting was proper and they come from strong man, strong woman, you get strong kid. And if you have strong kid is not going to follow paths that he knows will get him into trouble. And that could slow it down. I'm not saying that all of it, we're going to have some that are going to be, unjustifiably or, crucified because, right now we are in a white supremacist world. And in order for us to break ourselves from this white supremacist world, we're going to have to be able to stand together. And we can't stand together until woman is strong and men is strong. And we have to keep it together because everything was designed. This whole design has been going on a long time to break down the family. Because they know that, they say, from children that come from broken homes are more susceptible to going to jail, more susceptible of doing drugs, more susceptible of becoming alcoholic, more susceptible of not being successful in life. So if they know this, then why is it that they keep advocating and the system is set to keep the family apart? If the woman falls on hard times and she has her man, why is it that she has to put her man out in order to receive the benefits? That's the way it's designed. So we have to break ourselves away from that and create strong woman, strong man bond. Because when that, we have strong family. And when we have strong family bonds, we have strong community bonds. And when we have strong community bonds, we have strong civilization bonds. And it grows. And this is not what they want. They want to keep everybody picked apart because it's like hunting. Caucasians were very well known for their hunting skills and things like that. And we failed to realize that this is their biggest hunt. So they know how to keep everybody scattered and they know how to keep everything apart. And we have to stop depending on government. Stop depending on these babysitting checks. Stop depending on all of this ratchetness that, and do the hard work and work. You don't have to work for anybody. Why is it that you can't work for yourselves? I barter all the time. If a person doesn't have money, I trade out stuff all the time for what else it is that I need, because that's what my spirit is used to. This spirit that's within me understands that. And so I don't depend on money. People are always like, how do you? Because it's not about money with me. I know how to work around money. Money is not the sustainer. And once we can get more people to understand that money is fictitious, money was created to control. And as long as we keep feeling that we need the money for power, we'll never have it. Because money is not the power. Money was created by them. It wasn't created for you. Our power was in our own communities. Strong man, strong woman, strong family, strong civilization. And that is where our power lies. I look at the Amish. Amish, they deal with nothing. They pay whatever taxes they owe on the property, and they work for themselves. They trade amongst themselves. They hardly ever come out of that compound, and there's no reason why we can't do the same thing. But in order to get there, we have to create communities. Trade daycare for rent, sewing, get seamstress to make clothes. If black people stop buying $600 shoes when they know they don't even have any money, they take their little check that the government gives them, and they go and they give it back to the rich for something that they could have made themselves. I've seen a lot of talented shoemakers and customized shoes and things like that. It, why would we want to lump ourselves into what the rich is trying to feed us, instead of going out there and creating our own brands, our own clothing lines, growing our own food, having our own daycares, our own, homeschooling system that teaches our kids what it is that's important. There's so many, I talk to the kids I take care of all the time about what did they learn, especially during Black History Month, just being curious. And they couldn't tell me anything past Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. And that was it. I was like, interesting. That was very interesting. So what I always teach mine is that we have to educate ourselves. We can't depend on the school system, the governmental system, because they're only going to teach you what it is they want you to know. And there's so much more information out here that is not being covered that we really need to know. And self-study and self-enlightenment is key. And I appeal to all women to take time to educate yourselves about you. Find out about your hair. Find out the importance about your hair. Don't take my word about it. Find out the importance about your hair. Find out the importance about the soul and the body and who we are and your Kundalini energy. And find those things out, because once you do find those things out, it's going to change the way you see everything, because they don't teach you that. You'll never learn that in school. You're not even going to find that. And if I was to say, hey Siri, what is the real name for hair, for black hair, I'll find everything else but what it is. But it's the actual name for it, but they won't let us know. They won't let us know what the real name of it. I know it. I have to look it back up. It's in my old phone. But it's something, it reminds me of like hummus. But it's not spelled the same. So do some research. Learn something about yourselves. Grow into your womanhood, to who you are. Grow into your black womanhood. Not into your Caucasian womanhood. Their heritage is different. Their road, their paths are different. Our path, we need to learn our path, our role, our spirituality. Don't even get me started about spirituality. But that's I'm going to make a whole nother video about that. But, I just wanted to give you all a couple of things to think about. So, on that note, peace.